Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a couple different methods that you can use when you have a lizard that might be a little more feisty than you'd like him to be. Now, going through the analytics in my last month, I didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to do. However, I did notice a pattern in the videos I did produce in December, and the most common one I noticed was that there weren't any animals in them. If there were, there was barely any. The editing was really rushed, sloppily put together, if, I'm going to be critical of myself, and I didn't have much time to, film some B-roll of animals and put that in there. Some of you know, I worked at the post office, and working every single day in December, I really didn't have any extra time to do any of this stuff. So, it kind of sucks, and although they did, like I said, they didn't do as bad as I thought they were going to do, those videos really weren't as good as I wanted them to be. Today I thought I'd make my first video back on 2020 to be completely about reptiles, and really showcasing and probably the majority of reptiles. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, taming aggressive lizards. He's gonna do tokays. He has so many tokays. Finally, we get to see Dakota handle some tokays. You think I'm gonna handle those things? In all seriousness, it is not on tokay geckos, although I have seen some of those people making those tokay handling videos, and they're getting some views, so maybe it's time Dakota take some bites for some ad revenue when he gets it. Nope, today's video is going to be showcasing the mountain horn trio. I feel like these guys make the perfect subject for the video just because all three of them have totally different personalities. The male that I actually got from someone else who's already pretty habituated with handling, so he's not very bad. On the other hand, my two females, one of them they show two different things. My female, the smaller red one, really just runs away and is very skittish and afraid, whereas the bigger female is very, heads-on and reactive, and she'll more likely bite and, jump and pounce rather than run away from you. But I think I've rambled on enough for this intro, so let's get right into the content, and that's going to be a few methods you can do to handle your aggressive lizard. Now, right off the bat, I did put aggression with quotation marks because I don't like using the word aggressive or aggression. I don't think really any reptile is inherently aggressive. I don't like using the word. It just paints the animals in just a worse light, and we're already in such a tight spotlight with the general population, not just talking about the reptile community, but our society as a whole. They don't like us, and using words like my lizard or snake is aggressive is just gonna keep that inherent, stereotype that these things are just cold-blooded killers. So throughout the video, we're going to be using words such as defensive, reactive, and things like this. It's just, it's more accurate. I've never seen a lizard, and prove me wrong, but I don't think a lizard's ever going to do a thing where you open the enclosure and then the lizard's going to come out, run around to the other room and bite my dog or something like that. They're not coming after you. Like I said, they're not cold-blooded killers. They're just animals that are 99% of the time scared and afraid of you. And the first method we're going to be over, and my personal favorite, is going to be food. Now, food is a great way to associate yourself with the animal with positive interaction, because, who doesn't like food? That's a bad joke. That is a bad... Now, hand feeding is a great way to associate your animal with you with a positive interaction. If you don't like hand feeding, if your animal's a little too scared of your hand, it is running away, or you just don't like touching bugs, you can also grab some tongs. They work great as well. I actually don't like these because the bugs just fall right off. I don't like the rubber grips. People told me to get rubber grips, and I'm regretting listening to people. I've noticed hand or tongue feeding working pretty fast when it comes to socializing your animal and getting him a little more comfortable with you. I've seen progress in as little as even 2 weeks where they've really calmed down, or able to, not only just run away from you anymore, they kind of just stand there, but even people are able to hold them after that. So definitely I always recommend hand feeding or tongue feeding versus just leaving a bowl. It's just a little bit more of an interaction and some of an activity that you can do with your animal, and like I said, it's one of those positive reinforcements you can do with them. Method number 2 we're going to be going over is positive handling. I see this happen a little too often with new keepers, and I might have done it myself. Honestly, it's been so long I can't remember, but I see a lot of people going the wrong way, which is just inhabiting fear in their animals and giving that negative reaction that we've been talking about. So what does positive handling look like? Well, we'll be going over some examples with my crested gecko Pebbles. She is my most relaxed gecko and probably the most relaxed animal out of my whole collection, so I know she won't mind the stress too much versus other animals. I didn't want to do this. I'll be showing a lot more examples of my mountain horns, but I didn't want to do this one because I am trying to habituate them a little more to handling, and doing anything negative can actually really set you back. Real quick, positive handling is pretty easy. Say that this gecko is just on a branch, my hand is the branch, and what you're gonna want to do is just go under the gecko and just kind of let them walk on you. Never, force handle, grab them in any way and make them kind of let the animal come to you, and just kind of, use those ledges, your hand as ledges, you know what I'm saying. Pretty much this. Good job. Where I see a lot of people go wrong is they don't go underside, they go over. So they're doing stuff like picking up the gecko like this. As you can see, Pebbles doesn't really mind, but for a lot of animals, this is going to inhabit a lot of fear. Instinctively, they're going to think it's like a bird swooping down on them and trying to get them. So this is never a good idea. You can even see she's not really liking it too much and not going to do it anymore, but it's just not fun with her, and that's going to invoke some negative reactions and associating you with something scary. You see, I scared her too much and she took a giant dump. Alright, now we got that cleaned up, let's move on. I think a real reason a lot of people are having the problem is because of their setup. A lot of people are using aquariums, and it's just a reason why I really don't like using aquariums that much, is because you kind of have to go overhead because that's where the screen lid is. Really doing something as simple as maybe switching up a different enclosure to like a Zoom Ed or Exoterra, one of those front glass openings, could really solve your problem. And then the last method we're going to be talking about today is going to be number 3, just hang out with them, Maybe if your lizard's too scared to even try tongue feeding or trying to be handled, just open the enclosure and just hang out with a little bit of them. Let them know that you're not there to hurt them, and, just talk to them a little bit, just hang out in there, I don't know, play with your phone, read a book or something. It's just going to associate them with the lizard with you that, maybe this person isn't here to kill me and they're just here to, be my friend. Even using that method for a couple weeks, then going back and trying out tongue feeding may be just what the lizard needs to help calm down a little bit and, be a little more acclimated to you. So we talked about a little different methods that you can use with animals, and now let's head over to the tent and I'll show you guys a little bit on, body language of what a defensive animal looks like and really how that differs with some of the methods that I talked about. Okay, so this is pretty fucking exciting. I was just, looking around trying to find all the lizards. I only found one, and my red female looks like she is literally just about to lay. So I don't know if you guys can see her that well, but she's right there. I'm actually not going to disturb her. I don't know, but this won't focus. Also, while I was doing this, my big female ran down off into the tent, down into this superworm bin, so she could eat superworms. Great video. She's just gonna run right back in. Alright. Well guys, it looks like I actually won't be showing any examples today, just because with the female burying and possibly laying her eggs, I don't want to do anything to disturb her or disrupt that and make her feel like that she can't. So we are just going to leave that tent alone for the time being and just kind of let her do her business. Maybe I'll come back to this topic again and kind of do a video more on like lizard body language, where you guys can see a little more in-depth on what like defensive body language looks like versus when feeding, and kind of the difference between that, because there is a huge difference with especially that big the big female that you guys saw that was actually in the superworm bin. It's crazy how their demeanor changes whenever there's food involved. That's pretty much gonna wrap up the video today. Pretty exciting stuff. I was totally surprised when I went into the tent and saw that. I hope this video helped some of you guys. If you think that I missed out on anything or something you guys think I should brush a little bit more on, make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section. And as always, if you liked the video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my animals or breeding products, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at DBCB Exotics. And other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.